Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Funnel Trade. I had someone in the comments ask me if I would break down what's in a Brilliant Stars Build and Battle Stadium box because the person suspected that there's a bunch of inverted EV in the box amongst this contents and they wanted to know what I thought about that. So they also asked for Fusion Strike, but I've only done Brilliant Stars and I was so surprised by the outcome, I decided to just go ahead and make a video about it. But what I did is I first went out to eBay and TCG Player and I said, what's the cheapest Brilliant Stars booster box that I can find? It was $120 shipped, so shipped but no tax. And if you have 36 packs per box, that's $333 per pack. And then I said, well, what's in the build and battle box? So be aware there is a build and battle box, and then there is a build and battle stadium, and we'll get into what the differences are. So the build and battle box is the smaller of the two. What it's got in it is 4 Brilliant Stars booster packs. It's got a pre-constructed 40 card deck. Now they made 4 of these different decks, and you get a random one of the 4. And then it's got a code card for Pokemon TCG online, just like normal. And so let's say you wanted to buy a bunch of these boxes, break them down, and do things with what's inside. So for the build and battle box, the 4 booster packs is going to be worth about $13.33 to you because that's what you would pay if you bought a booster box and you were only counting 4 of the packs in there. The 40 card deck, I looked at completed listings, actual sold listings on eBay, and net of shipping costs, you'll make about $5 selling one of those 40 card decks. And I suspect as time goes on, the price of those will weaken more because more of these build and battle boxes will be opened, more of those decks will be put on the market, and more of the people who would potentially want to buy one will buy one and be satisfied and then no longer need them, and so the prices will fall to try to entice additional buyers into the market. So it's $5 now, but I think in the future it might melt down more. And again, this is $5 net of actual shipping you would have to pay to get it to a customer. You could charge the customer more, but then you still don't get to keep that money. So you'll make about $5. And then the code card, and the code card just gets you, I'm not sure if you get a specific one of the 40 card decks online or if you get a random deck, not sure. But the code card was selling for about 10 cents. I think I checked TCG Player for that one, and there's no shipping involved. They will simply private message you the actual 16-digit code to put in on the game to redeem it. So in all, there's about $18.43 of value in this box, and the cheapest I found that you could buy these for was $15.50. This was if you went on the TCG Player and you bought a 10 box case. So it was $155 for the case, or $154.50 I think. So about $155 for the case that has 10 of these build and battle boxes in it. And so specifically, the guy who asked this question was asking about the stadium box. Now, what does the stadium box have that's different? So a build and battle stadium first contains 2 build and battle boxes. Then it additionally contains 4 more booster packs. It contains a brick of 121 energy cards. It contains a set of dice, a coin, and condition markers. And so if you were to break all of that down, you would get 4 booster packs from each of the 2 build and battle boxes, plus the additional 4 because it's a stadium box. So in total, you get 12 booster packs. That's worth $40 at the $333 each. You get 2 of those 40 card decks, and if you sold them all net of shipping, you'd make about $10. You get 2 of the 10-cent code cards. You know, for the energy cards, I put the value at 0. I know people do sell energy cards online, but we're talking about Brilliant Stars energy. The demand for it is going to be so low. Maybe you could sell it for $1 or 2 or something. I know a lot of card stores, if you just walk in and you say, hey, I just started playing Pokemon and, could I have some energy? Some of them will just give you a handful of energy because the cards are so common, and, you get one in every pack and you only need so many for each deck, 20, 24 or so. So I put a value of 0. If you disagree with that, put your own value in there of what you think you could sell it for. And then I lump together the dice, the coin, and the condition markers because, again, if you go on eBay, you can find a lot of these sets for sale. People have pulled them out of elite trainer boxes or stadium boxes and put them up there because they have way too many. And so if you were selling them, you could sell them for about $4 net of shipping. And so in total, if you were to break the box down, let's say again, you wanted to keep the booster packs for yourselves and sell off everything else, you would make about $54.20. And you would have paid, the best price I found was buying these stadium boxes by the case on eBay for $42.49 each. And the cases of these are 6 boxes, not 10, because they're quite a bit bigger to start with. So there's a couple things to say, like obviously there's inverted EV here. There's more value in the box than the box costs. But when you have inverted EV, there are various risks, but there is one opportunity also. So the risks are these prices will melt down over time. Like I said, these 40 card decks, I would bet if you come back in 3 months, the 40 card decks might be $3 each. You might only be able to sell them for $3. Now, if you're buying them, you're going to be buying them for $3 and then you're going to be paying shipping also. So that's the first risk involved. The second risk is market fees. And this does not reflect the fees you're going to pay to eBay. So let's just think about if you took one of these build and battle boxes and you sold it. Well, we've said in this whole scenario, you're doing this so that you can have the booster packs at a good price and basically have this whole exercise subsidize your purchase of booster packs. Okay, so you're going to do all this extra work so that you get booster packs cheaper. So you're going to sell these 2 items on eBay. Well, if you sell $5 of items on eBay, you're going to pay in 2 different transactions here. You're going to pay somewhere around 70 cents or so of fees. So on this specific one, that's about 14%. If you sell more, if you sold all of this stuff on eBay, you're going to pay about $1.50 or so of fees. And you that kind of shrinks the gap in inverted EV between the purchase price and the value of these things. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about inverted EV. You have to actually pay money to sell things. Selling things is not free, and it does not just generate money. There are fees involved with selling besides just the shipping, which I've already netted out of these prices. So that's the other risk in addition to just the prices changing. Because if you were to go online today and you were to buy a case of either the battle boxes or the battle stadiums, and it might take a week to get to your house, then you can bust the whole thing down in less than an hour, list it up for sale. But that's a week from now. Maybe a week from now, some of these prices for the 40 card decks have changed enough that you can't really move them profitably. So those are the kind of risks to keep in mind. Now, like I said, there is one big opportunity of inverted EV, and that's if you want to go ahead and buy this, keep it sealed, and resell it later. So when you see this inverted EV, often that amount of inverted EV will stretch out like a rubber band. And remember, inverted EV is not rational in a market. It shouldn't exist. And so when it stretches out and it gets more and more and more inverted, eventually it'll pop back because it will entice enough people into the market who want to arbitrage that inverted EV. And so you can benefit from them doing the work of arbitraging by going ahead and buying the product now and just holding on to it into the future. So it's like you're getting it at a discount to its true value today. And in stock investing, there's something called net asset value, where you might have some mutual fund that holds a whole bunch of individual company stock, or you might have some type of trust company that holds, let's say it owns a bunch of buildings, a real estate investment trust or something like that. It will have a metric associated with it called net asset value, which means what is the actual market value of all the assets owned by this thing. And so you can think of it the same way here. What we're doing is we're computing the net asset value right here of what's in the boxes. And then we're saying, hey, you can buy it for less than the net asset value. And here you can buy the stadium box for less than this net asset value. And so basically you're getting, it's called a discount to NAV is what they call it in the lingo. And so you're basically getting a discount on this stuff. And one day that stretched EV rubber band, inverted EV rubber band, will pop back, the prices will realign, and the sealed product price will almost always be the one that comes up to meet the net asset value of the underlying contents. And so you can benefit by that by buying at a discount to NAV in situations like this where you see that there's inverted EV. So that's the opportunity that exists here. I made some videos a couple months ago about commander decks that I bought back in November and December and January of late 21 and early 2022, and how I was kind of doing the same thing. I realized there was inverted EV, and I really didn't want to turn around and immediately sell those commander decks and maybe net $10 per transaction, because it's not worth my time or the risk to sell it for a $10 profit. And so instead I captured the inverted EV, and then I'm going to sit on them for a year, 2 years or something, and eventually sell them. And so that's the real opportunity in things like this. And sometimes let's pretend that right now, this is an additional opportunity here, but let's pretend that you just love Brilliant Stars, you open packs, you play Pokemon, you collect it, you enjoy the cards, you love the game, all of that. Go out and buy like 2 of these stadium boxes because they're a great deal. And, you'll get 4 random 40 card decks. You'll probably get repeats of one of them. It's unlikely you'll get all 4 decks. But, maybe you could go to your local game store, and if you know some people there, you might be able to trade your extras for the ones you're missing of those 40 card decks. So, if you want to open these for yourself, you can definitely realize a lot of value here by buying just a couple of the stadium boxes for yourself, and then open everything, enjoy it, and have all of that for yourself. So let me know what you think. I might go ahead and do this analysis for Fusion Strike. There's some other interesting things going on. I believe Brilliant Stars is the first set of these build and battle products that had pre-constructed little 40 card decks in them. And I wonder, like, what is the point? Is the idea that you're supposed to add more cards to that deck and make it a 60 card deck? Or do you play Pokemon but only with 4 prize cards instead of 6? I'm not sure if you know what the intent of the 40 card deck is. Let me know. But the previous versions of these build and battle products, they didn't have pre-constructed decks in them. Instead, they would have, I think it was 23 trainer cards. And I think it was the same 23 trainer cards in all of them, and that really changes the expected value. I might dig into, say, Fusion Strike and do it, but I know they had this product going all the way back into the late Sun and Moon era, I think is when Build and Battle boxes started, but it looks like Build and Battle stadiums are fairly recent. Like there may be Fusion Strike, Evolving Skies, and Brilliant Stars are the only sets with the stadium boxes. So it's an interesting product, and I think if they really are that new, especially the stadiums, the market may not know how to treat these yet, and people may not have realized, hey, there's arbitrage opportunity with these products. So let me know what you think. I know I went on longer than even I thought I would. Give me your thoughts, your feedback, additional questions. I love making these videos, answering people's questions, and it gets me exposed to new things because I knew these products existed, and I knew they just kind of had some kind of smattering of stuff in them, but I wasn't really aware of what it was. And I think I may go out and just buy a couple stadium boxes for my kids right now. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join me on Final Trade. Thanks a lot.